welcome once again. So good to be here. Trust you've been enjoying our videos. You've been doing a follow-up. You can go and see all of the topics, even by other ministers as well. We welcome you here today. It's a delight to come before you, and thank you for joining in. And today we'll be looking at something that is very important, that is key. It's purpose, finding your purpose. Now this is something that is key, because if the teenage stage, like we say, is where the foundation of our lives are laid, it means that, we ought to know what we've been called to do, what we've been sent here on earth to feel. Like I always say, no child is illegitimate. There's no illegitimate child. There are only illegitimate parents. Everybody that was born, God has a purpose for you here on earth. Yes, you that is listening to me and watching me right now. God has a purpose for you. Don't let anybody tell you that they didn't plan for you. You were an unplanned child. They did not know that you were coming. God knew that you were coming. And there is a purpose. And that purpose, the Bible says you had better been doing the work, Ephesians 2:10, that you've been called to do. You have been called for God's work. You have God's workmanship to bring forth His work. So you better be doing that work. Now, it's easier to know. Finding your purpose is like finding a map on a trip to a place where you have never been. Because if you have a map, you know that this is where I'm supposed to be. I'm supposed to turn right here, turn left here. I'm not supposed to be, where I'm supposed to be turning right, I shouldn't be turning left. I have no business going left where I should be going right. That's what finding purpose is. And the truth of the matter is that for everyone that was created, there is a purpose under the heavens and under the earth for you. The sky is so wide that no two birds have collided. Have you ever seen where an eagle was flying and then he met a dove? And they say, dove, go back. I'm so big. You are covering. Or the dove say, oh, you people you are oppressing me. I have to go back. No. It means that this world, with over 7.2 billion people on earth, you're unique. Check it. No twin has the same. Come on, give it to God. We have to give it to Him. No twin, nobody on earth, born of the same parents, came out from the same womb. They were in the same everything. They came out, say just 2 minutes different. If you still check their thumbprint, it's not the same. That's for you to know that there's a unique design. You know the way a car company makes a car, and that's just it. When you see that logo, you know. But they know that this is 2024 model. When those people who know car, they know that this is it. So you can identify it. That's the same way. You're unique. So there is something in you that is calling out, that is crying out, that until you begin doing that thing in life, you will not be joyful. Your heart will not leap for joy. So that's what has God called you on earth to do. Do you know? Do you know that at age 12, Jesus already knew His purpose? I'm sure even before then. That was what was recorded. The parents traveled one whole day before they realized that Jesus was not with them. Now, it took them 3 days to search and find Him. They had gone one whole day without Him. So that means for 4 days, Jesus was just there at the temple, engaging professors and theologians who had gone ahead, who were even older than His father. Why? He knew His purpose. When they found Him, you see His reply to them. Don't you know I have to be about my Father's business? He knew His purpose and His calling. Do you know your purpose? If you don't know it, it's not a time to shout and say, oh, I don't know it. That's why we're here. That's why we're talking to you and you're responding. There's a number showing on the screen. In case you want to reach out and talk to us, you can find that number. It's on WhatsApp so that you can begin reaching out to us as well. Now, finding your purpose is essential, because when the use of a thing is not known, abuse is inevitable. Many people don't know why they are here on earth. That is why anything goes for them. Do you know why you're here? If you don't, you need to find out. How do I find out? Listen to me. You need to find out. Jeremiah chapter 1 verse 5. God was speaking to Jeremiah there. He said, Jeremiah, before I formed you in your mother's belly, I knew you already. I'm the one who formed you. Before you, I already made you prophet to the nations. That was Jeremiah. Maybe to you, God has made you a fashion designer to the nations. To somebody else, God must have made you a shoe designer, or maybe a teacher. Whatever it is that God has called you to do, finding it on time and pursuing it is very essential. Especially at this teenage stage, you see people, when you ask them, what do you want to study? They say, I want to study medicine. Study medicine. I remember me too, I wanted to study medicine. But guess what? I was scared of blood. If I see blood, I will run. Just imagine if you enter into an hospital, they say, this is the doctor that is treating this person. And they say, his blood coming out. Nurse, his blood coming out. And then the doctor runs away. What will you do as the patient? Will you not be scared and think that everything is finished? Imagine, that's the kind of doctor I wanted to be. And you know, for 4 years, I said I must go. I'm sure God was just having mercy on me and saying, this girl, you have no business there. Now, why? Because I felt I love people. I want to care for people. And I thought the only way to help people was to help become a medical doctor, own a hospital where people don't, if they don't have money, I'll treat them for free. Then I can show them care. No, there are so many ways to show care. In fact, in everything you do, there's a way to show care to everybody. Okay? So, maybe you're like me there who says you want to be a medical doctor, but you know that you cannot hold injection. You cannot take it. How are you going to give other people? Are you going to be giving and shouting Jesus? And then they too will be shouting Jesus. The needle will not break. And then they'll seize your license. Come on. Do you know, I've heard stories of people who went to study a particular course and then they came back, graduated, and discovered that this is not their thing. Everybody has their thing. That's what your purpose is. That's what you've been called to do. It's called your thing, your it, your IT, it. Your it is your thing. And like we say in my church, my pastor says every man is a 10 in his field. In other words, whatever you've been called to do, that's who you'll be made. You've been packaged with the wisdom for that thing, the idea, the strength. It doesn't mean you won't go through tough times. Let me tell you, if elephants complain that this horse can carry is heavy, my head is heavy, that's the same way ants too is saying, oh my God, my head is heavy, my head. You know, every calling in life and every, you know, we bastardize that word calling. When you hear calling, I say, I don't want to be a pastor. Come on, who is telling you to be a pastor? We don't need you to be a pastor if God has not called you to be one. But you see, just like the same way a medical doctor will do, that's the way a bricklayer too. I hope you know. A doctor will be in the theater trying to cut somebody open. It's not easy. I mean, I've heard some of them say when they finish cutting person open, they discover that what scan was showing is not what they are seeing. So those of them who are children of God, they start praying in tongues and asking God, what do we do? And then they start trying to, and then God reveals a way for them, and then they now add it to their medical history. And everybody's clapping, wow, you're doing well. So if you have not been called for it, you say, you start shouting. The person that you're operating on will just die. Because there will be no hope. So, what's your it? What's your purpose? Why has God sent you here on earth? What do you think God wants you to do? I'm going to show you two things naturally that will make you feel and see, you know, what you've been called to do. Because at this stage of your life when you are building foundation, that's when you should build this foundation. Well, imagine at 12, if you know that you're going to be a medical doctor, you're going to be a teacher, and you start, I used to have a niece who says she wants to be a teacher, and all her siblings will be laughing at her. I say people should stop laughing at her. You know why? What is coming to their mind is their own teacher in school. And I said no. See, let me tell you how to know somebody is knowing their calling. The way they respond. And when I go to the bank, there's a lady I'll never forget one time at the bank. She likes to attend to people. Now, you can't come to her front, squeezing your face and go back with that face squeeze. She'll make you laugh. She will talk with you. She counsels people at her place there. So that's the difference between a banker and a bank worker. Anyone want to work in bank, I say the bank will pay you big. As you can work in bank will pay you big. You ain't big, but you're not making impact big. Your impact is small. That's not what you've been called to do. It's like it's in the Bible. Please try and trace it. I think it's in 2 Samuel or 1 Samuel. 2 Samuel. This guy called Ahamas. Just even if you type it on Google, you will see his name and see. It's a prayer that people now pray. May I not run the race of Ahamas.